It'd be kind of cool to talk about the best and the worst, or at least our favorite and our least favorite biopics in honor of Oppenheimer.
And Barbie.
And Barbie.
The better biopic of the year. Barbie, have you heard of her?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
She's a big deal.
That's right. Man, she made a lot of money. Highest grossing film.
Beat the piss out of Oppenheimer.
Well, you know, she did, yeah. But
she almost doubled it, Chris.
To be fair, Oppenheimer did well. Yeah.
You know he's punching air.
Oh, definitely.
Because like he really wants his movies to have big box office numbers.
Yes.
As much of an auteur as he styles himself as, he's about that green. Just look at his contracts.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. You know, he wants carte blanche for all of his films. He wants complete, control over every aspect of it.
He wants a big percentage of the gross.
That's another good point. Yeah,
he's all about the money.
Yeah, that's you get to that point and you get arrogant.
Saw Barbie this weekend.
That's right. I could tell with the pink. I noticed.
I was dragged there against my will. Not really. It was fun to act like it though.
Yeah.
And that. Real quick, I mean, I was going to
No, please, no. I mean, go to your thoughts.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was really good. It's a comedy that's actually funny. It's a comedy that has a script, which we won't be getting for a while if this strike keeps going.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think a movie that's focused or has its writing focused is a nice thing to see. We were just talking about before we got on camera. I'm not a big fan of celebrities just going on camera and acting goofy.
Because that could be funny. It's easy, right?
They think they can do improv because people like them because they're good looking.
Right.
It's like, well, no, that's a different kind of like. People like comedians because they're funny. No one's like Tom Segura's so hot.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, Tom, you're not watching.
He should be. Take some pointers for your own podcast.
Yeah, listen to someone who's better looking than you.
There you go.
You're not good looking, but you're hilarious, and I'm a big fan of yours. So it was. I was going into that worried that was going to be the case.
Right.
Even though I know Greta Gerwig is a writer first.
Yeah.
And I thought the movie was, for the most part, really funny. Most of the jokes work. It gets a little heavy-handed with its message at points.
Agreed.
We talked about that. There's a scene where the movie stops just to kind of lecture the audience a little bit. And I was like, you're kind of doing that already in a good way.
Yeah, you're being like subtle with it.
Yeah.
You're being clever with that.
Or just like it was very like, we want to craft this message in a way that everyone can see our point and laugh along with us. Like because it doesn't take itself too seriously.
No.
And then there's this moment where a character has a very, I'm going to say it, over-dramatic speech.
Yes.
And the speech itself isn't badly written. It's just, it's kind of just like, this movie was doing so many clever things.
Yes.
And this part is not. Fortunately, it's one scene. It doesn't ruin the movie. And it's making a bunch of men with tiny penises angry.
That's true. Is it.
That's fun to see. But yeah, I would recommend watching it. I had fun with it.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
I did the Barbenheimer experience.
Yeah, you did the double feature.
Well, I didn't see them back to back because that's like 6 hours of movies right there. And that's a lot. It's a little
Barbie
overwhelming.
is too long.
Yeah, it is. Both movies are too long.
Yeah.
But, just speaking on Barbie, and then I can later talk about more details about Oppenheimer because there's some shit in there that I have issues with.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
But we'll get to it. But there's a lot I did like.
Yeah.
No, I agree. When I saw the marketing I just assumed even before when the movie was announced that I was like, oh, they're gonna do like a CGI animated Barbie film. I thought it was going to be like how we see like Barbie in Toy Story, 2 and 3 and stuff. It's going to look like that. It makes sense. And they had like the hundreds of Barbie CG, straight to video movies. I was like, okay, you're doing a theatrical version.
Yeah.
Then like Greta Gerwig came in. I was like, oh, okay. I like her from Little Women and Lady Bird. Thought that was great. But I was confused by the marketing. I thought it was like weird. I'm like, I wasn't sure what it was for.
It's a weird movie to market. After you watch it, you're like, oh, I get why the marketing was kind of like all over the place.
Odd. Yeah. Now, I guess now it makes more sense of context after seeing the film.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. Like, I think there's like some really outstanding performances. Margot Robbie, perfectly cast.
Yes.
Ryan Gosling. Who has some good comedic chops.
Yes. He's one of those guys where like I was getting kind of tired of people trying to tell me how funny he is. Because I have seen him be funny before. He's hilarious in The Nice Guys.
Yes.
And like he's funny when he has a good script. And Barbie does have a good script.
It does.
He'll elevate a good script. He's very good at it.
Yeah.
He's very funny. I think the cast by and large is really good at it. I think it's one of the best things about it.
I would I think that's one of my issues. Like, I think like the leads, Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and some of the supporting performances. I think like that worked for me, especially like Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
Who we talked about before.
Yeah, it's the first time I've liked her in something in a while.
Exactly, because I've never been a big fan outside of her original stuff on SNL, because I feel like she just plays the same thing and the weird. But here it makes sense that she's weird.
Yes.
Because she's weird Barbie.
Yeah.
And how that relates to the world itself. And the world building is actually pretty interesting and clever in the film, how they play around with that. But I think, like, a lot of the film, like they introduce these characters, they don't do a lot with them later on.
Yeah.
It's just like you kind of forget about them, or they're used for a gag, and it's like, all right, bye. And it's like, and Oppenheimer does this. Funny enough, they have a lot of similarities. They have a lot of the same issues.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just like, why do you get this big name if you're not going to do a lot with them? Why couldn't you give that to like an up and coming actor or something like that, and be like, hey, that's their moment? But so it's kind of weird to me.
Yeah. Because Mattel wants to make money.
Yeah, they clearly.
They say pink's their favorite color. It's really green.
Yeah. That's very good. But yeah, and I think the writing for the most part is pretty good, but it has those heavy-handed moments. I was like, you don't need to do this. I wish you wouldn't.
It makes it stand out because the rest of the movie is so good. And to be fair to the movie, like those heavy-handed moments, they're pretty brief. There's only one there. I think my biggest criticism of it, and I'm getting kind of sick of this trope a little bit. Of the spineless mom.
Yes.
America Ferrera lets her daughter say some shit that my sister or me or my brother would never get away with in our house.
I don't know when that trope started. It's so weird.
That part, I was like, this little girl needs to be put in check a little bit by an adult.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
She's precocious. That's what kids sound
she's
like
rude.
Yeah, she is
and mean. She has one scene which is funny when. I do like that. You got to give Mattel some props. They talk shit about Barbie.
Yeah.
They talk about all the negative perception Barbie has, and they do not sugarcoat it at all. Barbie's literally called a fascist.
Yeah. They dropped that word, I think, several times.
So I kind of reminded me of like it's in the same vein almost as the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah, I could see that comparison.
Because Lego Batman, I'm more familiar with Batman than Barbie. So I was getting a lot of just like background gags and stuff. I'm sure there are a ton of those in this that went over my head. That I'm just like, I'm sure there's a ton of jokes in here for big Barbie fans that they're loving it.
And know like just the history of because when that toy was established, like in the 50s or something like that.
I think so. I think that's right. I don't know even the history of Barbie that well.
No, to your point, like I didn't play with Barbie, but I knew about it obviously just because just inundated of those commercials for decades watching them as kids, and so I knew how popular it was. And, just such a weird adaptation. Like, I'll give it that. It's just like, wow, this is very unique, and they took some big swings and some big risks, and I think for the most part it paid off.
Yeah, I do too. And even if it wasn't, even at points where it gets a little heavy-handed, and there are moments where it's not as successful as it is in other parts.
Yeah.
You gotta give it props for, hey, it swung for the fences. It's an ambitiously creative movie, nothing else, and it did make me like want to research more about Barbie and just like see like just dig up all the things that I wasn't like or currently don't know, because my sister was never even a Barbie either. It's funny, my sister's like the most athletic person in our family. She was playing basketball and tennis and stuff. So I had like no exposure to Barbie whatsoever, and even I liked it. So I know like the marketing is, if you love Barbie, the movie's for you. If you hate Barbie, the movie's for you. I would add, if you know nothing about Barbie, you'll still probably like it.
Yeah. There's still enough to appreciate in the film. Plus the production design too. So I know we're talking more about the script and the acting, but like just really on a technical level, like they made like those models and those like sets you can buy. It's like, Jesus Christ, those are so well put together. Yeah, it's a great looking world, and so much of it's practical. That's the thing. Like they could have easily done it where it's all CGI bullshit, and it's like not.
Don't you think it's like it almost? I know they're different, kind of different genres, but not really, because they're both products and like very heavily marketed products. Kind of makes you like go like, Marvel, what are you doing? You have like Mattel like taking their most prolific IP and taking one heck of a gamble with it. Yeah,
doing something that no one expected. Yeah, that I didn't expect.
Yeah, and a very calculated gamble, I would say, because they brought in a lot of talented people to work on it. So it's almost like they brought in people who know or accomplished and have taste and let them do their thing. I think I mean, now there's a writer strike, so who knows what. I think superhero movies could learn something from that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, to take more risks.
Yeah,
and to be more experimental with your properties. That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, you got to praise Mattel. I mean, looking like Hasbro, and they've been just kind of stumbling with Transformers and GI Joe for years, and anything else they've made.
Yeah,
whereas this like Mattel went, and they already said that we're going to franchise all of our stuff. And this is like, well, if you're going to be this interesting, really, whether you like the movie or not, whether you're going to be this just different, then it's like that in itself is kind of exciting.
I hope they stick to that.